You play a central role. You just don't know. Hello friends. Believe all is well with all of us. There's a small story that I want to share with all of us today. A beautiful small story. In ancient Rome, during the times of the Emperor Tiberius, there was a man, a very good man, who had 2 sons. One of them was not much educated. He was in the military. He was sent to the distant regions of the land, fighting wars all the time. The other son was a poet. He was a good man, very talented and famous. Whole Rome used to love this poet and his work. One night, the father had a dream. In his dream, an angel appeared and told him that the words of one of his sons would be learned, remembered, and repeated throughout the world for centuries to come. After saying those words, the angel disappeared, and the father woke from his dream. Dream's over, but the father was happy. He was in tears with great joy, like any proud father would be naturally. Sometime after that, the father in his old age dies. Having led a very good life, a very moral life, he goes straight to heaven. And in heaven, he meets that same angel who had appeared in his dream. The angel said to the father, "Welcome, my friend. Welcome to heaven. You have lived a very good life and stood as an example to many others around you. And now it is your reward time. Ask anything. I can grant you any wish you desire." Father became very happy and says, "I don't want anything for myself personally, but there's just one thing I wish to know." Angel asked, "Please, go ahead." The father continued, "That night when you appeared in my dream, you said my son's words would be read, remembered, and repeated for many generations across the world. Any father would be proud of the good name and fame achieved by his children. So, I'd like to see those words of my son. Please grant me this." Angel said, "Sure, my friend, no problem. I'll show you that." Within few moments, they both were projected far into the future, fast forward in the time. And the scene was this. There was an immense setting where thousands of people were there. They were all speaking a strange language. Looking at that scene, the father wept with joy, saying, "Oh, I knew my son's poems were immortal. I am so happy, I'm so proud, looking at all these people repeating my son's words. Angel, now please tell me which of my son's verses, which of my son's words these people all are repeating." Angel came close to the father and said, "My friend, the verses of your son, who was a poet, were very, very famous in Rome. Even the Emperor Tiberius himself was a big fan of your son's poems. But Unfortunately, when the emperor's rule was ended, sometime after that, your son's writings were lost. His poems were forgotten in time. The words, my friend, the words you are hearing now that are repeated all over the world are the words of your son who was in the military. That's it. That's it. Father was shell-shocked, totally taken by surprise, because the military son was not much educated. Looking at that face of the father, the angel smiles. He explained, my friend, your military son, he left home and served in the military, and later he became a centurion. He was a good man. He loved all, and he even loved his servants. One day, one of his servants became very sick and was about to die. Your son knew about a rabbi. He had heard about a rabbi, a great teacher who used to cure all types of illnesses those days. Your son, being a good man, wanted to save his servant. So he rode out for days together searching for this teacher. And along his journey, he met few others who were healed by that teacher. And he learned that this teacher, in fact, was the Son of God. So, even though he was a Roman centurion, he believed in that teacher. He developed faith in those teachings of the teacher and converted to the faith along his way, to that particular faith along his way. Shortly after a few days, he reached that place where this teacher was there. The teacher comes to know about the need of the centurion's son, and he got ready to go along with him to heal his servant. But the centurion was a man of faith, and when he looked into the eyes of this teacher, he knew immediately that this teacher was surely the Son of God. The angel took a small pause, looked into the father's eyes, and told him, my friend, these are the words of your son that were said to this teacher, which have never been forgotten. My friend, your centurion son said to this teacher, my Lord, I am not worthy that you come to my house. You just speak the word, that's enough. My servant will be healed. And that teacher, who was called Jesus Christ, was marveled at your son's faith and his words, and said that he had never found anyone with that kind of faith. Angel said to the father, such is the effect of your son's words. Such is the role your soldier, your centurion son played in the history, that his faith is considered to be the highest standpoint even to this day, and even to centuries, many centuries to come. People to this day repeat those words that were spoken in faith. My dear friends, you may not know today, you may not know in your whole lifetime, but you have a role to play. You have a role to play in the larger picture, that will help, encourage, strengthen the faith of others and affect others. Every person plays a central role in the history of the world, and normally he doesn't know it. God bless.